Well, cheers, everyone. Dave Brown here with the New Populist. Thank you again for joining me. So we have this Supreme Court ruling 6-3 saying that there is no more affirmative action on college campuses with regards to admissions. Now, the left is saying that this is an attack on minorities, and the right is saying this is a fantastic thing, a great day for America. My take is a little different. Being on the right or a conservative or anything right of center, it is taboo to say that there is ever a reason to consider race and that we should be completely colorblind. I don't agree with that. There was a time back in the 60s and 70s and the 80s where we were trying to bridge the gap between the civil rights movement where blacks were oppressed to a better time where society, could grow to a place where there was some level of parity and equal opportunity. Just because we have the Civil Rights Act passed in the 60s didn't mean that racism disappeared or that black people had the same advantages that white people had. They did not. So I actually had no problem with affirmative action back then, where we're trying to catch black people up. The problem is, when do you know you finally arrived at a place where you no longer need affirmative action? If you ask the left, they're going to keep dragging this on for decades, and it will never end. So I personally, I'm at the point where I think we can move on from affirmative action. So it's not like I'm 100% against it. I just think we've arrived at a place now where it's no longer necessary. And one thing I'll point out to back that up is that when you look at blacks, foreign versus native, foreign-born blacks, immigrants who come here, they do extremely well despite their skin color. So at this point, I think the bigger issue for the black community, as far as their scholastic success, is more cultural. It's no longer about racial oppression. And that is the biggest hurdle for black people, is improving the culture, especially in the inner cities, to produce children who are better students and get higher grades and better SAT scores and all that good stuff. And that is the massive hurdle that no one really wants to take on. And liberals in the inner city, they say we just need more money. Problem is, you can dump all the money you want into a problem, but if the families in that community are broken and there's no support structure for the children there, and the schools are overrun with gangs and violence and children with all sorts of emotional problems, you're not going to have success. So they have to fix that problem. You fix that problem, you're going to have blacks doing better in this country. Now, there was an interesting tweet from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and she's is what she is, but she tweeted out, if SCOTUS was serious about their ludicrous colorblindness claims, they would have abolished legacy admissions, aka affirmative action for the privileged. 70% of Harvard's legacy applicants are white. SCOTUS didn't touch that, which would have impacted them and their patrons. Now, I usually mock her because she deserves it, but she has a point here which I want to go through. Legacy admissions, what is that? Well, basically, if your family donated money to that school, your dad went there, they consider that as far as the admissions. We have knuckleheads, sons of presidents who are like Hunter Biden. He went to Yale. I'm going to guess that guy is not a genius and he got in because of his father. So these legacy admissions, they're not really about race. And that's what she's missing here. It's about the elite preserving their status and perpetuating themselves. Barack Obama went to Harvard and his daughter Malia went to Harvard. Now, perhaps she was perfectly deserving. I don't know. But clearly, I'm guessing the fact that her father was Barack Obama, a former U.S. president who went to Harvard, that probably helped in the admissions process. So legacy admissions aren't about race, which is why the Supreme Court did not talk about that. So she's missing that part. Not about race. And SCOTUS can't touch that. Now, she is a congressman. What could you do? Well, Harvard receives public money. So my suggestion for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is sponsor a bill saying that no university or college that receives public funding can have legacy admissions. And you know what? I support that and think that's fair. So I recommend her do that. The problem is all of these senators, congressmen, they may not want that because they have kids who they want to put into Harvard and Yale. So that's the real problem here. Not race, it's power. And these legacy admissions help the powerful stay powerful. So let's see if she does that, or if she just goes on Twitter and cries and complains and attention whore. So you want to do something constructive, something that's fair, something that will even the playing field. That's how you do it. That's not a thing that can be done by the Supreme Court. That's a thing that can be done by you, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. So get it done. Well, that's it for now. If you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.